what trade has the highest percentage of finance jobs?
And I'm not gonna call anybody out, but if anybody watching this wants to Google it, just Google solar finance lender lawsuits. They gotta sell a 299, a 399, a 199, a 499, a 59. I'm talking interest rate. That's when things get crazy. So I don't work for a lender anymore, so I can say what the fuck I want to say.
What is illegal in the financing world right now?
Cash equals credit. What does that mean?
So I want you to educate homeowner how to interview roofer, solar guy on the financing.
Because I'm gonna take this guy that's doing 1 million a year and I'm gonna turn him into a 5 million a year guy, and he'll never leave me because I helped him build his business. Anybody watching this is great. If you get the opportunity to do a podcast with Dmitry, take it up, because you don't know what he's gonna ask you.
Sup Insiders, coming to you from Windstorm Dallas. I'm here with Chris Scoville.
Scoville, yeah.
Scoville. What do you think so far? It's still a setup day. You can hear a lot of noise from forklifts and stuff, but we want to film the quick interview, release it right away on the first day of Windstorm, so you guys enjoy this. So what do you think? How's the energy here?
I think the energy's building up. I came in obviously a day early. I thought it started this morning.
So because they said at 14, 16.
I said 14, 15, 16. I said, okay, I'll be there at 8:30, and I showed up at 8:35, and I was looking for, no, but honestly, this venue,
It's amazing.
Is top.
The hotel, if you guys in Dallas, you should come for one day. Come for Saturday if you're missing, you're watching it Friday. Come on Saturday, amazing venue.
They even have a place to take your kids to go on the water rides.
They have big sauna at the space, and then we have a sauna on the parking lot, but I went to their sauna, and it was like 160.
Room is clean, 5 stars so far. Food was fantastic, and what I like when I'm traveling is when I get to the front desk, they take you right to the room. You don't have to store your bags. The lady's like, Mr. Scoville, your room's ready. And it was quick and easy. So far, I'm good. I'm pretty happy.
Love it. Let's talk about financing really quick.
Sure.
What trade, in your opinion, because you know some data on it, what trade has the highest percentage of finance jobs? Is it HVAC, electricians? Who has figured out financing?
It's going to be HVAC for sure. Because when you look at the asset classes that have been financing for years, right? I mean, we finance all of them, and then we'll talk about which ones are up and coming, right? Yeah. Absolutely, air conditioning, and then you go back to the renegades of how they were making the sale at the point of sale.
Yeah.
So in air conditioning, it was always, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, can I get you this air conditioning unit for $29 a month? And that's when they'd go to Synchrony and Wells Fargo, and back in the day, GE Capital and Service Finance, and a lot of those guys that will, the lenders will actually go to the OEM manufacturers, Goodman, Lennox, et cetera, and they'll strike deals with them to do buy-down support. So there's even more of an advantageous way for the contractor to sell more units, because the Lennox and different types of companies will actually support them in the financing. So the manufacturers have actually bought into the monthly payment, the promotional loans. And when you can get a manufacturer or distributor involved in it, that's when the real value comes to the contractor and the consumer, because everybody wins. So I would say air conditioning by far is probably the biggest asset class that is adopted to financing over the years, year over year.
How many people, what's the percentage out of 100%? What's the finance rate in the roofing industry right now?
How many are financing it?
Yeah.
I think it's still a slow adoption, because you got to remember that we have different types of roofers, right? So one of my first conversations is, what type of roof, because I want to know who I'm talking to on my calls. What type of roofer are you?
Commercial, residential.
Commercial, residential, restoration, storm, replacement, retail, right? What are you doing most? Are you doing gutters, sidings? And then a lot of guys do exterior. So I have to break down on a call, what percentage are you doing residential, right? Because if I'm offering residential financing, I want to know what the opportunities to help them sell more. So I think over the last, it feels like the last 5 years, because I used to manage at my last lending institution I was at, I managed some very big distributors and manufacturers, and we saw them scale from doing 1.2 million a month, and in 3 years, they were doing 37 million from a distributor level. So that told me the drip down effect of more and more contractors, even the restoration world, like we're gonna see a lot of them here this weekend, are now finally adopting and adapting to the fact that they should be offering a payment solution at the point of sale. So I still think there's a huge opportunity. It's very little, and it's going to get bigger now. And you know this as well, coming from the roofing industry, with the pushback of the insurance companies,
Yep.
and the deductibles going up, and then the laws changing in state to state.
Do people finance a lot of just deductibles?
They should. Do they? No. They should. Especially in...
We even have a company finance my deductible.
Yeah, fund my deductible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they literally, that's all they do, right, is fund the deductible. But they pay out differently, I think. I'm not exactly sure how they pay out. They pay out over a period of time.
Yeah.
And some of the differences that in myself and competitors that I compete with in the marketplace, we will fund the deductible when the job is installed. So they don't have to wait for the deductible to be paid out over a period of time. When the job is installed, the contractor gets paid directly to their ACH account, and the consumer never touches the funds.
Yep.
And that's part of the sales training and the presentation, and getting contractors to understand that the moment that you give a consumer money, you've turned them into a cash customer.
Yep.
And now they can do a few things, right? They can
Shop around.
They can shop around. They've got the money, so now they're a cash customer. They're going to ask for a cash discount. So the loyalty and the stickiness is gone, and that's the beautiful thing about indirect or merchant lending. There's three different types of lending. We'll break it down today.
Let's do this. Like, that's my actual next question.
Okay.
Give me an overlook on financial marketplace right now. It's 2024. We have huge changes in the past few years. Give me an overlook of all the players and what kind of financing do we have in the space.
So all of the different lenders?
Yeah, different lenders, different types of lending.
Sure. So I would say there's the Big 10. And we'll I don't really know all the numbers, but I'll just I'll go backward with the top guys. You'll have Green Sky, right? You'll have your Service Finance.
They're still around? Green Sky did not fold yet?
They've actually been bought and sold a few times, and they're still here, so kudos, right? So Green Sky, Service Finance, Interbank, Synchrony, Wells Fargo. Those are going to be your big top, right? Yeah. Those are the guys who are the super prime lenders. They love the high credit score borrowers. Interbank's been around for a long time. And then you've got outliers like me, where we got a little bass coming in here, huh? On setup day. We've got outliers like me that have created a unique platform where I have merchant lending, direct to consumer, and secured lending, and we'll talk about the different types of lending now since we're leading into that. There's three different types of lending, and hopefully you guys can hear me. There's merchant lending, or called indirect lending. There's direct to consumer or broker lending, and you know that. That's Enhancify, Hearth, Acorn, Wisestack. And then there's secured lending. So those are the three different types of lending platforms that are out there. Most contractors that become really good at selling and providing an affordable payment option will go with merchant lending, because that gives them the control and the ability to offer options at the point of sale. So merchant lending or indirect lending is the better option to go. Contractors and roofers that have just gotten into the industry, that haven't been in business long enough to qualify for that other type of lending, will typically go to the broker lendings, the Enhancify, the Wisestack, Acorn, that route, because anybody can use that, because the money is going to the consumer, not the contractor.
Who is dying hard in the finance world, but still not dead? It's still there, but kind of like next. Because I've seen few lawsuits, I've seen some fines, I've seen some weird stuff. And
well, we can reverse engineer that. I don't know if they're dying, but there's definitely some spotlights on some solar lenders, right? So, and I'm not going to call anybody out, but if anybody watching this wants to Google it, just Google solar finance lender lawsuits.
Yeah.
And you'll find out all the lenders that are currently going.
Sunlight is the one of them?
Yeah, I mean, Sunlight. Sunlight went through a bankruptcy, right? And now they're rebuilding. They're trying to reinvent themselves. Green Sky was sold by Goldman Sachs, right? Because of the Marcus debacle. Yeah. But they're still going to survive because, Dave Zalek knows what he's doing. They run a great business. Companies like Mosaic that were heavily in solar and tried to get into home improvement, they might be wavering. Dividend went out of business. There's a whole bunch of them out there that are doing a little bit. And frankly, I thought that some of those guys that were just doing a little bit would have already been gone. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to hang on with the market that's coming, because our market hasn't crashed.
Of course.
I would say our economy is not doing great, but it most certainly hasn't crashed. You put a couple more years of defaults on this, it might get pretty tough.
Yeah. So explain to me solar financing and how does it affect roofing too? Because solar adds this crazy 20% of the top. Like solar finance companies are, I would say, like according to biggest roofing players, they say they're the greediest. So some roofing companies would not sell solar because you lose 20% of the top just to solar finance.
Yeah.
Is it pretty common in the solar?
It is. And what we've seen in the last few years, and to your point, it's not 20%, it's 20 to 38%.
Yeah, 20 to 40.
And the
it's
reason,
on the lower end.
And I think we have to go back to the government and Wall Street and really blame who's really to blame here. The money's coming from somewhere. So there's a cost of funds to get it from Wall Street to the street. So if the margins are what the margins are at Wall Street to put those loans out there and they cost that much, someone has to pay that spread and that margin to get it to the marketplace. So I wouldn't say that it's totally greedy. It's not built on greed, and these lenders that are selling these aren't making this, they're making money, but it's not like they're getting all that money. They got to buy these solar loans that are defaulting at 25 and 30 years. And then they got to push it out to the marketplace. And what people don't think about is this, is the cost of your electricity is X. And if a loan at 10.99% on a solar loan has no dealer fee for 20 years or 15 years or whatever the term is, who cares? That 10.99 isn't going to pencil to beat the utility. So there's no benefit to go solar. So here's what has to happen. They got to sell a 2.99, a 3.99, a 1.99, a 4.99, a 5.99. I'm talking interest rate. That's when things get crazy. That's when you have to buy it down, and it costs so much in dealer fees to buy that money down. Because now that you're selling a 3.99 20 year, you're beating the utility costs. And then that's when the sale happens at the point of sale for the consumer to go, oh, my solar payment is only $159 a month. My utility is $259. I'm saving $1,200 a year. So that's where the problem comes in. And here's one of the things that I'm not super excited about, and I hope it changes in the industry. Maybe you'll be a pioneer in this. I believe, and I don't know, I might get in trouble for this. I don't care. So I don't work for a lender anymore, so I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
Yeah.
I believe that all financing costs should be disclosed at the point of sale. I believe that if a consumer is buying a roof or solar or something that's going to be installed in a home, and there's a finance something being attached so they can buy it, I believe, just like in the mortgage world with RESPA and laws, it should be broken down on what the cost of funds are. And I believe that the consumer should be educated on it before they make a buying decision. Now, if a consumer says, yes, I want to pay 25% merchant fees or dealer fees to get this 3.99%, I agree, check the box. If the consumer says, no, I do not want a 3.99%, I want a 9.99% with no merchant fee, check the box, go. I think that that's the best way that this whole entire industry, the banking industry, the lending industry, could move forward in a disclosing proper manner so contractors don't have to bake in and build in and do deceptive practices to sell jobs. It should be up to the consumer, it should be the contractor and the lender that have to disclose the total cost of a loan, just like in a mortgage. Mortgage is related. We know that when we buy a mortgage, and if we want to have I don't know what the rates are, a 5% interest rate, and if I go to my local bank and he says, hey, Chris, you can have a 3% interest rate, but it's going to cost you 10 points. 10 points is 1%, right? So, okay, 1% of total loan amount is XYZ on the property. I want to buy that down because it makes economic sense over 30 years. I believe in our lending industry, we should have the ability to do that too. But I don't know how to make that change. We'll see if it happens. It should happen. It should be disclosed.
What is illegal in the financing world right now that is still highly practiced? Like everybody knows.
Oh
like,
God, great question.
Everybody knows it's illegal and should not be doing, but everybody's doing it.
Anybody watching this is great. If you get the opportunity to do a podcast with Dmitry, take it up, because you don't know what he's going to ask you. Your timing is perfect. So here's what's illegal, and like good luck at finding the law on this. But anyway, a roofer. Let's pick on roofers since we're at a roofing event. A roofer cannot have a contract cost and a line item that says finance charge, and then a total.
Yeah. I don't think we can even charge for credit card charges.
It's
I mean, it's
state
a gray
by
area.
state.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
might state by state. You might be able to. Thanks, Mom. So state by state, you may be able to. But here's the deal. From a consulting perspective, and the best way to explain this from if I worked for a lender and I was helping a contractor learn how to sell financing, it's really simple. Cash equals credit. What does that mean? Okay, if you're offering financing now and your dealer fees are 3% across the board on 3 programs you're selling, and your credit card is a 3% swipe fee, it's fair to say that the cost of your financing is 3% across the board, correct?
Yeah.
Good. So if today you're not offering credit card or any type of financing, and you're selling a roof for $10,000 and you offer financing or credit cards next week, what would your price be, on or about?
I mean,
$10,300.
Yes.
Right. This is simple math. I could do factoring, but I don't want to show off.
yeah.
But that's your new price. So when your sales rep goes out and the consumer says, "Hey, I'm paying cash." Great, it's $10,300. Hey, I'm paying credit card. Good, it's $10,300. Hey, I'm taking advantage of one of these 3 finance programs. Fantastic, it's $10,300. Here's my insurance check. Great, it's $10,300.
So you have to eat it.
It's not it's built in.
Yeah, you
because
have to build.
financing is a product, and it's built into the roofing system. So
Yes.
roofing is a system, air conditioning is a system, solar is a system. The finance cost is a product that's built into the home improvement. And
Because it's
just
easier to
built
give them
in.
discount for cash price.
Yeah.
Give them a price and give them discount at the back.
And that's what I train on.
Yeah.
If you want to give a cash discount to somebody, you can give them a discount. You can go backward. You just can't go forward. And be careful when you're giving cash discounts. Like, give a cash discount, but earn it. Get 3 referrals from church, work, and school. Put a yard sign in their yard for 90 days. Like, negotiate. Just don't give them cash discounts to be nice. You don't have to. And by the way, any roofers watching this, you guys should be charging more.
Yeah, they should. What's the proper way to sell financing? Like, in your opinion, like in a presentation, what do you offer? Do you ask that question before you even start?
Yeah.
Knowing that, because if you know it's going to be financing, you should pitch it a little bit different.
Yeah, I think how I coach on this is always early and often, from every aspect, from marketing. Hey, 12 months, same as cash, no interest, no payment, low monthly payment options, 100% financing. So from a marketing perspective, always up front. From someone saying on the phone, hey, just letting you know when John comes out, no worries, ask them about different finance options that we have. We don't know how you're gonna pay, it doesn't matter. So now we're sprinkling, now we're advertising, now they're letting us know, always early and often. At the point of sale, we've gotten off the roof and the job is $10,300, like our last example. This is my favorite. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you're gonna do business with us. You can tell we're great, 5-star review. You're gonna do business with us. How are you looking to pay today? Would you like to use our money or would you like to use yours? And then the sales professional just keep their mouth quiet at that point to let the consumer respond. Typically, the consumer is gonna say, what do you mean your money? And that's gonna lead them into a nice conversation on, well, we've got finance solutions for you. It's a soft credit pull. It'll take me 30 seconds to get you approved. We have a 15-year, a 10-year, and a 6-month, same as cash. Let's see if we can get you approved in our system here with a soft credit pull. It takes about 30 seconds. So I think that when the roofers call me and say, hey, Chris, we want to offer financing, and that's my specialty, by the way. I love the guy that has never offered financing. The big guys hate them. That's called the make market. There's a make market and a take market. I love working the make market. You know why? Because I'm gonna take this guy that's doing $1 million a year and I'm gonna turn him into a $5 million a year guy, and he'll never leave me because I helped him build his business. And I did it by showing him how to use financing and training his people and loving on them and consulting with them. And I'll let the big top 10 chase the top 10% and let them fight over 50, 25 basis points. I'll go after the guy that's right here that's never offered financing because I want to work with him and his team, and I want to get him from here to there. That's what my specialty is. I love it. And the big guys don't like the make market. They like the take market. I
want to switch your specialty for the next 3 minutes. I want you to educate homeowner how to interview roofer, solar guy on the financing. So what homeowner needs to know if different contractors offering them financing, what questions to ask, what to look at, maybe fine print, details.
Sure.
Red flags.
I think from a consumer's perspective, put my consumer hat on, it would be good to ask the contractor, once it's determined that they have financing, who the lender is, right? So if I want to know who the lender is, I might want to do a Google search on them. I might want to see if they have any CFPB issues.
What is CFPB?
Certified Bank Protection, Bureau of Protection.
Fine.
Yep, Certified Protection Bureau. Believe me, the CFPB is there to protect the consumer. Then also look at the reviews, just the same stuff that they chose the roofer.
Yeah.
They want to do the financing. And then, more importantly, make sure that if it's a 15-year, a 10-year, a 7-year, and a promotional loan, know what the terms of the loan are. Are there any prepayment penalties? If it's a promotional loan and it's a 6-month no interest, let's define what a no interest is. Is it a same as cash, no interest, no payment, no interest accrues? Or is it a 6-month promotional that's going to roll over to a 29% at the end and the deferred interest is going to add up? So it can be very, very confusing for a consumer to go, I've got 12 months no interest, no payments, 0 interest. What happens on month 13 if you haven't paid the loan off? Does the interest accrue into this massive loan and the interest rate turns to 29%? Or does it roll over to a fixed rate of 10.49% for 10 years with no prepayment penalty? So it's really important for the consumer to know the loan, know the product, know if it's a deferred, if it's the same as cash, if it's a no interest, no pay, what happens at default if they don't pay that loan off within the promo. Your standard loans are pretty simple. It's simple interest. It's a simple loan because there's no prepay in the home improvement world anyway, but no consumer is going to know to ask that particular question, which they should.
What's the default rate among homeowners on something like roofing? How many of them?
Roofing is very low. Your solar is going to be your higher default ones because they go into the solar honeymoon, they call it, where they think that all the electricity is for free. So they turn on the heater on the pool. They got the hot tub running 24 hours. They got the AC down to 45. Like, they don't keep the same life that they had. Once they get solar, they're like, dude, electricity's free. So that, you get the default. Oh, you know what else is a real high default? Water filtration and home automation and security.
Really?
And walk-in tubs.
I hate tubs. Hot tubs are the
walk-in tubs. No, the tubs for the old people.
Okay.
Because they die.
Duh.
And not just that. There's some very pressurous sales tactics in water filtration.
Wow.
And so a lot of lenders won't even lend on it. They won't lend on hot tubs. They won't lend on walk-in tubs. They won't lend on water filtration.
I would not lend anyone hot tub. No one should ever want to have a hot tub.
Yeah, but when you go to every home show, 60% of the home show is what?
Hot tubs.
Hot tubs. Because the wives with the husband are like, oh, we should really get one of those. And then he's sucked into like $10,000, $12,000 later, and they use it 3 times.
Wow. So the last question.
Yes.
How can someone properly price the job with some financing fees in it? So let's say we have a contractor walking by, never financed the thing, 100% retail. So he's charging $500 a square. Give him advice how he should start. That's your target audience. That's who you help the most. Is it 10% more, like on the price increase for him?
Good question. There's a portfolio that I use with roofers, and it's pretty standard. And when we take the 15-year, a 10-year, and a promo that I like to mix blend, you're going to get right at about 5.5% to 6% dealer fee that you'll want to build in, which is only 3 points over what they're getting right now on a credit card. So if somebody ever says, I don't want to offer financing because of dealer fees, I always ask them, are you doing credit? Yeah, we take 3%. So I got to add 3% more. So to your point, cash equals credit. It's very simple. If they know what the price of their roof system is, they're going to go back to the beginning and go, okay, we built in 3% for credit cards. We're going to build in 3% more, and that's our new price to go to market with. So a contractor that's selling a roof today that's not offering financing on a $10,000 roof, and next week they're offering financing, and if I built in 6%, and I'm not going to do the factoring on this, they're all going to sell that $10,000 roof for $10,600, period and paragraph. And I don't care if they're paying cash, check, credit card, or taking financing. The price of the roof is $10,600 because cash equals credit. To your point earlier, the consumer says, I'm only going to hire you if you give me a cash discount. Mr. Smith, I can absolutely give you a cash discount today. If you give me the cash today, I'm going to get 3 referrals from you. I'm going to put a yard sign here for 90 days, and the office is giving me authority to get a 3% discount. So your roof is now $10,300, but I need the cash right now. Why am I taking the cash right now?
Because you want to turn it. Well, first of all, you want to seal the the deal. But
Yeah. He's going to change his mind over the weekend, and his wife's going to say, you know what, honey, I really liked the $115 a month deal. Why are we giving him $10,300 when we can only pay $115? So now you've given him the discount, and next week they call back and say, hey, we decided we want the financing, and now what have you done to your margins?
Exactly.
You've stolen 3% from yourself.
Yep.
So there's also...
And it adds up quick.
There's also zero cost averaging, and I don't really get into the factoring on this, but if you do 100 deals in a year, I would say 70 to 80% of them are going to close on a 15-year and a 10-year because people like low monthly payment options.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't take $20,000 divided by 12 and make those equal payments, so they lean in on the 10 and the 15.
Yep.
And the dealer fees are lower on the 15 and the 10 than they are on a promo. So if you built 6% in here and it's only 1% on the 15, you're at +5. So that's margin integrity and zero cost averaging. So when I do consultations with contractors, I'm going to ask them, well, how many deals are we going to fund in a year? And then we break it and reverse engineer the margin integrity and zero cost averaging on how many deals are going to do in a year backward.
Love it.
Yeah.
What booth are you in?
I'm sorry?
What booth are you in?
I'm not. I'm speaking.
You're speaking,
Yeah.
so you don't have a booth?
No booth.
Well, guys, we have a booth. Our booth is next to Tesla in the middle of the show floor. It's a very small expo. You'll find us. Thank you so much.
It's good. Thanks for having me, Dmitry. Appreciate it.
Guys, come on over tomorrow, Dallas today, next 2 days, depending where you're at right now, and hope to shake hands with as many people as we possibly can. If you want to do podcast, stop by at our booth. What's up, guys? We are setting up our booth at Windstorm in Dallas. If you're around, please come and say hi. I brought my entire team here. Here's what you have if you come to us. If you're a directory contractor, come talk to Michael. He's going to be here for the next couple days. If you're already on directory, grab a couple hoodies. I don't want to bring them back. So if you're a directory contractor, have any questions about directory, that's Michael. Come sign up, or have a question, so grab your merch. If you have needs for underlayment, Igor is your guy. We sell underlayments, obviously. You can see it on the floor right now. Come talk to Mr. Igor, also my videographer. Also, our best deal of the show is this one right here. It will not get better than this, I promise you, but you will be grandfathered in if you're gonna sign up during the show. So the current price for unlimited video editing is $8.99. Windstorm special, the price is gonna go up very, very soon to $14.99. We have people at Marketing Fitness Program who still pay $5.99, and they will never see price increase. So if you sign up now, it'll be there forever, as long as you use the service, and I promise you the service is good. Actually, let me show you here. If you're here, if you show up and you want to sign up and you want to do first video, we're literally going to put a script in front of you. We're going to film you and we'll edit your first business video while you're here at Windstorm. We will upload it to your directory profile if you're a directory contractor, or we'll send it to you to use at your business. We have a contractor here, talked to me earlier. He sent us 15 videos this week. He's a part of my Marketing Fitness Program. And if you've ever been in the roofing school, come grab, it's loud here, setup day. Come grab a box of merch. This is the boxes. They're pretty heavy. You have your hat in there. There's a lot of other goodies with the Roofing Insights merch, t-shirts, and some other stuff. But this deal right here, it gets even better. If you sign up for unlimited video editing, you're gonna get this nice backpack. We have about 25 of them right here. You're gonna get DJI microphone, and you're gonna get a stick, selfie stick. This is one of the best selfie sticks you can get, with a little clicker for your video audio. You're gonna get a ring light. Pretty much, not only we're helping you to film and edit videos, we're giving you equipment to do that. So this is just a 2-day special offer. Everybody who will sign up at Windstorm will get this package. If we run out of a stock here, we'll ship it to you next week. So that deal expires in the next 2 days. Hopefully you'll catch the deal. Hope to see you while I'm in Dallas. I want to shake as many hands as possible.